man says his concealed carry license was revoked at no fault of his own. And it turns out he's not alone. People across the state are receiving similar letters warning them to turn in their license or risk being arrested. After months of struggle to get his CCL back legally, he reached out to troubleshooters to see if his story could help others in the same spot.
The letter stated you have to surrender your carry concealed license within 48 hours or risk the possibility of having a warrant issued for your arrest.
Ken Cook said he felt like he was made a criminal when he received a letter from Illinois State Police saying his concealed carry license has been revoked. It was a complete shock to the Canton man who says he and his wife had their license to carry a gun since 2014.
Because my instructor was audited and they revoked his certification, and therefore the chain reaction, everybody he taught was also revoked.
His instructor, Russell McCormick, known as Mike, was one of many who had his teaching certificate taken away because their course didn't match the approved curriculum during an audit, though it had before.
They said he didn't provide the correct amount of time for the class. They said the class should consist of 16 hours, but the approved curriculum listed on the Illinois State Police website says the 16-hour class must contain a minimum of the following topics, and it breaks it down, and that actually totals up to 6 hours of class time.
Cook said his course with McCormick was 8 hours long and covered all the required topics. However, guidelines call for 16 total hours.
Appeal under review.
Though he considered it an inconvenience, Cook said his major frustration didn't start until he tried to get his license back, and state police were nearly impossible to talk to.
So this is the administrative code.
It all started October 6, 2018. Cook and his wife received their revocation letters. They surrendered their permits the following day and filed an appeal on the state police website as a letter advised. By October 22nd, Cook paid and completed another concealed carry course under a new instructor. Cook then just needed to get the new certificate to the state. However, he couldn't upload it due to website flaws.
Thank you for calling the Illinois State Police Firearms Services Bureau.
He says he called the Firearms Bureau and could never speak to an actual person. Now, Cook was able to get in contact with an officer and leave his information. He says no one ever returned his calls.
Please try calling later.
Cook then emailed Illinois Carry spokesperson Valinda Rowe on October 30th. She advised Cook mail a copy of his new certificate to the Firearms Bureau. He says he did right away. By November 22nd, Cook still had no update on the license status, so he emailed then Governor Bruce Rauner's office asking for help. On December 3rd, Cook contacted Rowe through email again. She advised he resend the certificate. It wasn't until December 5th, nearly 45 days after finishing his second course, that a representative with then Governor Bruce Rauner's office let him know that his original appeal was being processed. After 2 months of runaround, he finally got his new concealed carry license in the mail.
But again, it was a little confusing because when I got my carry concealed license back in the mail, 5 days after that, I got a letter from the Illinois State Police that said, hey, we just reviewed your appeal and we're granting your appeal, so you'll be getting your carry concealed license back, when I've already got it back.
But Ken Cook isn't the only one having issues contacting Illinois State Police. Concealed carry instructors and students seeking answers, but getting no response.
It's always been hit or miss sometimes. So if you call, sometimes you can talk to a real person. Sometimes it's an automated voice, and sometimes it doesn't even let you get through.
CCL instructor Brian Wood says the revocation letters are new to him, but the lack of communication from state police is not.
It's frustrating as an instructor because if anyone has a question, then I usually tell them, hey, please contact the state police directly, and because they're trying to comply with the law.
I originally reached out to Chief Public Information Officer with State Police, Lieutenant Matt Borwinkle. He first denied my request for interview, citing pending litigation. Further emails of mine were ignored. After several attempts for general information, I was referred to the Tazewell County State's Attorney, Stuart Umholtz.
Revocation letters were pretty harsh and would be the type of letter you would expect to be sent to a violator, when in fact these were victims of the conduct of the instructor.
Umholtz was unable to give me exact numbers of people impacted, but he says it could be dozens, could be thousands. But Umholtz says the state police are likely understaffed to address this problem.
They really do not have adequate resources to try to do that business or conduct that business in a timely fashion. I'm sure they're just stressed to the maximum.
Umholtz says he expects their criminal investigation to conclude in the next few weeks, and then he should be able to provide more information. Rebholz recommends that anyone struggling to contact state police about similar cases that they call their local representatives with their concerns. Now, I will continue to follow this story as we wait for possible criminal charges to be filed against instructors.